So here we are. The government is now officially cutting the size of the federal civil service. A major shift, a belt-tightening moment. But before we just accept this as a simple matter of fiscal reality, we need to rewind the tape. Because the politics of how we got here aren't just ironic, they're revealing. Let's go back to the last election. A key plank of the conservative platform was a commitment to reduce the number of federal employees. But crucially, their promise was to do it only through attrition. That means not filling positions as people naturally retire or leave. No mass layoffs, a gradual reduction. And what was the reaction? They were absolutely vilified. Opponents and headline writers framed it as a savage, heartless cut to the heart of government. Public sector unions like PSAC mobilized fiercely against it. They warned of gutted services and attacked the very idea of a smaller public service. Now, follow this. During that same political cycle, where did many of those unions direct their support? To figures like Mark Carney, who positioned himself as a stable, experienced manager. A key part of his pitch, especially to those in the public sector, was an assurance of no job cuts, stability, security, a protector of the public service as it was. Fast forward to today. The government Carney's allies' support is now doing what? Reducing the civil service, not just by attrition, but through strategic cuts and restructuring. So, we're left with two unavoidable, uncomfortable questions. First, did the public sector unions make a monumental strategic error? I would say an emphatic yes. They fought tooth and nail against a plan for gradual, no-layoff attrition, only to find themselves under an administration that is now implementing actual, tangible reductions. Was the enemy they feared actually the less painful option? And second, more pointedly, did Mark Carney lie? Another emphatic yes. He assured public servants their jobs were safe under his brand of leadership. He accepted their support based on that promise. Now, the policy direction is clear. Cuts are happening. This isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about credibility. It's about the games that are played during elections versus the realities delivered afterwards. The conservatives were painted as the threat to jobs for proposing a slow, passive reduction. Now, their opponents are actively wielding the knife. What does that tell us? It tells us that sometimes the most hysterical accusations during a campaign are projections. It tells us that you should always look at what someone is actually proposing, not just the scary caricature their opponents draw. And it tells us that when a politician promises perfect safety and no hard choices, especially with the economy on shaky ground, you should be very, very skeptical. The civil servants who believed those assurances, they're now facing a different reality. And all of us are left to wonder whether union leadership can be trusted with their members' future.